Welcome back, everybody, to the 2025 Derby City Classic. This is the first of 3 divisions. This is the Bank Pool division, and we are in round number 10. I am your host, Scott Frost, bringing you all the action. Thank you very much for being with us. As you see on your screen, we have 2 world-class players with 2 world-class lags. The one on the left, Jonathan, a.k.a. Hennessy Pinegar, who does have 1 loss, versus the winner of the lag, America's Great, Shane Van Boening. This is Bank Pool. Like I said, this is a race to 3. It is winner break. No kicks, caroms, combinations allowed, and it is called pocket. We say that there are no jump cues allowed. We still haven't seen it. Did see a player jump with their playing cue, but this is Bank Pool. A little risky at that point. Shane Van Boening, no losses. He did just have a pretty good match, defeating Tony Chohan 3-1 in the last round. Pinegar, he lost to Jeffrey DeLuna 3-2 in round 8. Beat Wolford 3-1. He's also beat Alex Ollinger 3-0. So Shane, off to a big break as usual, was trying to get the wing ball down, did not happen. But he got the 1 down, and he is staring down the barrel of a pretty sweet cross side. This is the only angle I have to work with. It's not the worst. Can he punch forward? He likes to draw with power. Does have the blue 2 now. I don't think Pinegar is a favorite in this match, but that being said, I wouldn't overlook him. He's great at moving the cue ball. He's great at executing. Plays great one pocket. He could easily win this match. And sweet delivery there. Did not finish where he wanted with the cue ball. Got half the job done. Man, really only the right side of the cue ball. Pretty tricky. He can chance going to the top left, though, I think. I mean, what are you going to leave at worst? Probably a straight back on the 3 or the 7. Maybe a cross on the 5 if he hits it real bad. Now considering possibly defense, I don't think there's anything wrong with actually banking the 5 towards the 7 and 3 and just coming over the left side of the table. I don't actually see what you would leave in that position. It's going to stay aggressive. Wow. Whether that falls or not, I mean, just a pure hit there. So tough to be elevated and just get a piece of the cue ball like that. And that being said, I did overlook a ball, and that's the one that he made on the snap, so it's going to spot up. More than likely, Pinegar going to take a whiff at the 1. Can draw back and out of that if it is on the kiss just a little bit. Oftentimes, players like that cue ball to finish down here low just in case. He is going to come to the lower left. Got the earphones in. Going to ramp up. Definitely bringing it back. Did go long, but did pretty good with the cue ball. I wouldn't be shocked if Shane considered making the 8. Now, he's got a 2-0 ball lead. Does he need to make the 8? I probably wouldn't, but Shane's style is a little bit different. Yeah. I don't think it banks to the lower right. meaning the 8, and even if it did, can you avoid the 3 with the cue ball? Gonna think better of it. Now, if you're gonna make this ball, it's hard to get the cue ball all the way back down. I don't know that he wants to mess with the 7, 9, or any of those balls. You could just shave the left side of the 8. You could just shave the 7 towards the 3 thin and come one rail up. Just don't want to jiggle anything open there. Wow, that cue ball really bit off the 3rd rail. Speaking of that, we are playing on the 9-foot black diamond. It is a pro cut, blue label, 4.5-inch pockets. The best pool table in the world, in my humble opinion. Did he leave a look at the 7? If Shane can go forward on this ball, he will play it because he's so good with the high cue ball and he's so good with power. Problem is, I feel like this ball is going to shorten. Therefore, the 1 really comes into play. Yeah, kind of maybe forcing something that wasn't quite there. Notice he came long of left side versus short with it because he caught the 1 so thick. Just did not want to threaten crashing into the 1. The 8 could stay there if he just trims off the 5 and comes down. I wouldn't move the 8 in this position. He took care of a good cue ball. A really good cue ball. If you're going to have that good of a cue ball, I don't think you worry about what you leave your opponent. I'm going to let him shoot off that back rail almost every time. Yeah, coming off the 5, got to be careful. Leaving the 8. And I think it's available here. If that 7 was available that Shane took a poke at, I believe the 8's available. And he's going to take a look. Now, do you just ramp up with a high cue ball leveled out? Try and get past the side here, all the way down? Or does he stun over? Gonna level out. Very well struck. Just get past the side, and he did. Now I believe the 5 plays cross corner with an outside ball. It's tough to read from where I'm at. Gonna think against it. Why? You always felt like that was going to be a big pocket if you catch it thin. Pretty big mistake there. Shane going to the lower right. Yeah, don't believe he tried to catch the 1 that thin. I think he tried to catch it heavy and come into the back of the 5 2 rails with it. More of a cinch stroke there. Notice the cue ball. How'd he hit it? So accurate. Now, do you just shave the 7? All depends on the gap between the 6 and 9. You'd like to shave the 7 into the bottom of the 6. Then the 9 slows it down. You just get the cue ball back up here to the left of the center diamond. I don't think you can worry too much about leaking something out here versus really just getting your cue ball down. Yeah, and he's really emphasizing on the cue ball. Don't think you can do a lot more than that. Obviously, there was a little bit bigger gap than what it looked. He's got to take this on, trailing 3-1, the first to make any 5 win the game. Now you can open up again with a level ball. Or high cue ball, I guess I'm meaning. It'll allow the 7 to go in a little bit better if it's mishit. The top English. You know what's going to happen here. So if the 5 and 3 are tied up, Shane might take a look at the 6 back to the lower right. I guess you could take a look at the 7 to the lower left, but I feel like it's pretty easy to lose it. I don't think he'll play that ball. Maybe looking at that line now, but just going to roll up on the 9. Did he leave a look at the 5 to the lower left? I think he wanted to bury him behind the 9 there. It's close, but if it's that close and you're that close to the object ball with the cue ball, you can definitely manipulate the line that the 5's on. Meaning you can shorten it a little bit or pinch it. His biggest concern might be leaving a straight back on the 3. So playing a little tight here, but do you leave the 5? Going 2 rails to the right side with the 7. Now he's looking at the 5. Do you leave the 5 cross corner by removing the 7? Two rails to the right side. Boy, I'll tell you what, I would assume there's no way the 5 plays and the 9's got him snookered. Otherwise, he's left it wide open. Which is surprising. That's the ball I probably would have moved, is the 5. Yeah, very surprising. He just left that wide open. He knows it. Playing for 1. Interesting. Going to the lower left. I'm surprised he isn't looking at the 7 to the upper left. Oh, now he is. So he must be listening to somebody. He doesn't have earphones in. Just a freer cue ball or more free cue ball this way. Kind of leave him awkward on everything. All right, 4 on the floor. The green ball. To the top right, 4 rails. Does it have the speed? It was definitely online. For game number 1, he's playing a green 6 to the lower right. Does he open up and follow forward with some speed? Oh, he put a cinch stroke on it, which is a little surprising to me. Does the 6 fall? It does not. Oh, and look at this. It doubled the 3 up. Good, clean living, SVB. Yeah, I like the shot a lot. What a great cue ball. The more opportunities at the table, the more opportunities you have to get back in the match. If it's not there, don't force it. Just keep your man down. Jeez, hard to believe with an outside ball that he tried to play that cue ball up 2 rails to the top, or the bottom end on our end. Really chancy a little bit. If you catch it thin, you can go on the left side. You catch it thick, you can go in the lower right corner. Just tells you how good he really is. I don't know that I would ever chance that ball like that. I would have to pinch it with an inside and just bring it 1 rail up. But Shane, he's a little different animal. Great hit right in the gut. Does a lot of work from above. A lot of people say he plays slow. Can't disagree, but the slowness isn't intentional in my opinion. It's from above. He does a lot of work from above. Really takes his time looking at things. Once he's over the ball, takes no time at all. I feel like you've just got to thin the 6 and come down to the lower left. Is he looking to play it? Boy, is there scratch on. Do you catch any of the 9 playing the 6 to the lower left? Kind of surprised he's betting the game on this. It's pretty steep. Feel like he's going to leave the 7. If he doesn't leave the 9, he's leaving one of those 2. Oh, he's playing the 7. That's even more difficult. I can see what he was trying to do with the cue ball, but if you catch the 7 thicker there, you're really going to leave a cross corner or cross side on the 7. Does have a cross side, but it's not fun. It's extremely thin. Could lose the cue ball. Yeah, well, that turned out just rosy. Tough to come off the 6 here where the 9's at. You're almost forced to come off the 9. I think that's what he's recognizing. Just chose to make it. Played the cue ball. Can't blame this at all. Did real well. Just tip your hat to the man if he makes it. Yeah, Again, just going forward, playing the 3 in the lower right to win game number 1. A little wide. Look at this. Good, clean living SVB. Yeah, that ball could have finished a little differently. Now you gotta graze the 6. Tell you what, he's got good touch right now to get to this bottom rail. Problem coming off the 6 here is you've got to assume you're going to leave something on it. Too dangerous to roll up to it, I believe. Here, is he going to try and get it all the way over to the left side? Catch it a little thicker. He's gone this way again with the cue ball. Really, really good. Not as easy as he makes that look. You got to be extremely accurate with where you connect with the object ball. Yeah, I don't know if he's forced to just chip the 6 2 rails kind of like towards the 7 if he can miss the kiss. Bring the cue ball back up. Here he goes, looking at that 7 ball bank again. I get that you get a pretty free cue ball banking this, but the problem is that you've got to worry about protecting the 7 now. You're bringing them both down on this half of the table. Pretty low percentage. My goodness. How did he hit the ball? Well, we see why he played the 7. Clearly likes it. That is not easy. 7 being that close to the rail with that distance and that steep of a cut at that speed. Yeah, look at this ball. I mean, the great thing is he made it. The problem is you catch it just a touch thicker and you're leaving something, right? It's coming back down table. But I guess he's choosing to gamble and it's paid off. 3 rails on the 3, or does it cross? 3 rails. Just have a good cue ball here. You can kind of dive in towards the 6, I believe. No reason to draw this. Yeah, I thought he might just follow forward and down towards the center diamond. Well, if he did make it or didn't make it, he leaves it tough. Shane going straight back to where he is now. Hard to miss that. If you've got a stroke like Shane Van Boening, he does lead, winning game number 1. Credit to Pinegar, he fought and kept fighting. A little surprised he didn't play the 3 railer right there with a high cue ball to where it dives towards that top rail. That way, if you miss it, you're leaving long and a little more awkward cueing. Neither here nor there. SVB wins game number 1. Now, the biggest concern, if I am Pinegar, is what's happening right now. Shane's so good with the break when the 1 is on the spot. Last time he did not make the corner ball. Did get the 1 down in the side. He would like to get the green 6 down this time. He did get the green 6 down. Pretty rough kiss on the cue ball. How do they finish? Is there a window for the 2 between the 1 and 5? Well, I don't see much else. He is going to the side. I guess he could just tuck down to the lower left if he feels like it's that close. Yeah, and he just decided to level out. Bring the cue ball back down. I actually like that a little bit better. I just thought he might want to spin it with a little low outside, but leaving it like this, now you've got to come off the 6 a little thinner or the 7. Where's the 1 going to finish here? Wow. Okay. Just in the nick of time. It could have been really bad. I think he was trying to catch the 3 quite a bit thinner to keep the 1 up top. Just going to drift the 1 ball in. Yeah, and this could be a little longer game, all depending what happens in the next inning or 2. But if he decides to come off the 9 and bring the cue ball down, it's going to kind of push everything to the right a little bit. See how once he's down on the ball, he's pretty quick. It's really when he's above it where the time is taken. Yeah, I think he wanted to catch a piece of the 5. I'm not certain. But at worst, he's got a cross side on the 9. Taking a look at the 7. Tells you how bad a position Shane was just in order to leave this. You know, you don't want to leave your man that close to an object ball. Am I seeing something wrong? Is he just going to go forward on the 5? Yeah, that ball's going to drop down. He used a high ball. Always going to drop down on you with a high ball. So it did go long. Going to the lower left. Now going to the top right. Thought better of it. Knows he can have a good cue ball this way. but not a great cue ball. Caught the 5 too thick. SVB leads 1-0. Neither player has a ball this rack. First person to make any 5. Cue ball a little light again here from Pinegar. And what ball is he going at? Is it the 6? It seems tight. So he must feel like he can turn this. Is he going to use power or just stun? I don't feel like he can go forward. Yeah. I really never felt like he could get that done at that speed. Because you've got to allow the 6 to lengthen out. So maybe SVB made a mistake. Go figure. But boy, I just didn't feel like it laid right. Of course, back here, everything looks a little different. I'm just a little taken back by that decision. Now, he can twist the 7 back if he'd like. The 3 a little trickier just because you're kind of guessing. The last 5 ball he banked off this rail dove down. Yeah, and so now the adjustment. Long first time, short second time. Just a little tricky when it's kind of out in space like that. Not straightforward with the angle either. Crossing the 2 extremely thin here. Barely off the rail. Yeah, actually went into the pocket with the cue ball. Caught the jaw. Taking some pretty interesting chances, Shane. Just going to nip on top of the 1 here. Did he get a rail? Did he shoot? Hold your breath. My goodness gracious. Pinegar over here to the left. Jumped out of his chair. I assumed that Shane just tapped the cue ball accidentally. But he really just wanted to get a better vantage point at the hit. Okay, going to the top left. I can't fault him. I guess it's tougher than it looks to just rock on top of the 1. Don't want to double hit it. He's close to the 9. Can you avoid the 7 coming out, though? You really don't want to crash into that ball. Oh, he's hit it unbelievably well. Yeah, unbelievably well. You have to go through that ball so clean. Never was a threat to connect with the 7 due to how clean he went through the 9. Really as level as he could be over the 1. Watch the cue ball here. Just takes a direct line, never a threat to the 7. It did hop up a little bit, but He's directly over the 1. And that's a great look. Only so much you can pass up against Shane. I feel like both the cross corners that Pinegar took were questionable decisions. I felt like he had a couple other options in both of those decisions. Now looking to rifle a 7 back to the lower right. This is where he is typically real accurate going forward. Definitely not going forward here, though. He definitely thought he made it also. Quickly up to roll this ball in. I'd be taking a look at the 5. I mean, the 5 was pretty good with where the 7 laid. You could punch around. Just didn't look at it at all. Wants to keep Shane off of anything. Thin off the 4. Back up table or back down. And now forced to come off the 6. Good cue ball. Starting to wedge to the upper left now. Speed is very good here. Gonna come off the 6. Watch the lower left corner. Most likely coming short of it. Came long of it. Pretty good. Can come off the right side of the 4. Boy, if I'm Pinegar, I think I want Shane to bank the 4 to the lower right. Very tough to do. Great chance at possibly giving something up as well, and he is going to lower right, so maybe patience paying off for Pinegar. I shouldn't speak too soon, though. Well, he's left a cross corner on the 4. For sure. I wouldn't do much with the 1 unless you think you can, like... Yeah, I don't think you can do much with the 1. The 7 plays cross corner. You go too far, the 2 plays cross side. Is he worried about selling something out back down table if he doesn't make the 4 cross corner? Problem is, you've got to find somewhere to start. You just don't feel like Shane's going to give that up too easily. Wow. Tell you what, man, when he gets over the ball, he can execute. What's he calling over there? Never felt like that was possible. 8 looked almost frozen. Is he considering just shooting this? Well, the way he's looking, he's considering maybe even one railing, but I don't think it's possible. He could cross-side it, could maybe three-rail it, but why not just shoot it up towards rail first, towards the 6, and draw down? Well, he caught it a little thicker than I expected. Okay, so he overlooked the 5 earlier. The cue ball was up much higher. The 5 was pretty open. He could get a good bridge on the cue ball. Now going to take a chance at the lower right on the 4. Now, I'm not really faulting him if he feels like he can draw up and past the 5. But you've really got to get the 4 close, or you could sell something out with the 4. Well, he got it close. Actually hit it very good, just caught the rail going in. That's the pro cut pocket. Not going to be able to go with this one. Shave the 3 towards the 5. The touch of an elephant. Speed was very good all along. In his defense, coming off the 1. And the 2 comes out just to cover the 1 up. Pretty good. Maybe caught it a little thinner than he'd liked. Shane has shown us before that he likes to try to twist this 2 back past the 5. To me, it looks very difficult. I don't know how you can do both, meaning get the 2 in and the cue ball back down table. It's either one or the other. And I don't know that you can get away with the cue ball here. I'd be surprised if he is going to play it. I feel like the 7 can play cross corner. You could crash into something with the 2. Let's see how he plays it. Yeah, very thick. Watch out 1. Watch out 1. Tell you what, if I am Jonathan Pinegar, I'm recognizing that this guy likes to press the issue a little bit. So maybe waiting around is the right decision from time to time. I didn't feel like there was any way, shape, or form that ball banked. Now, he's shot a couple just like that. I'm not at the table. Can't fault him for shooting them. He must think they go. But they can't have much room. Going to the lower right. Now, I do feel like this plays just as comfortable to the lower left. Really no risk either way. Great hit. Wow. Double wow. I mean, he just caught the point. We are only in to day 2, round 10. These tables playing pretty snug. deep shelves. Dimension of the pocket with the angle, the way they're cut. Forced to shoot away from the one there. Don't know much up table that's going to do well for him. Could just feather the 5, but then, you know, Hennessy going to roll the 1 in. So you might as well be the one to make the 1. Just cutting it towards the 5. Very good. Yeah, I don't mind what he's doing. Just kind of holding out here. Probably using the 3. Very good touch. Very good touch. Yeah, a little messy now. The 6 is down. I don't think that's going to hurt him. Well, to be fair, felt like the cue ball was going to find the pocket or the rail. But once again, I don't think this is straightforward, banking it to the lower left. Well, it is straightforward for Captain America. Nothing but net. Elevated, stopped his cue ball on a dime. Didn't catch a piece of any rail. He had no problems. If the 2 falls, he'd have been thrilled. And this is what you're faced with. You play the 1 coming off the back rail here. It's very, very difficult. Love to be able to get the cue ball back down here. Yeah, I don't fault him there at all. Just really funny the way that laid. Used the 3rd rail to kill the cue ball quite easily. Used an extreme outside ball off this left long rail. Just kind of killed the cue ball down here towards the bottom. So looking to 1 rail the 3 back to the lower left and swing the cue ball. Yeah. He likes this shot. He shot it a couple of times in the first game. Boy, is he playing the 3 cross corner. Don't you feel like you're crashing into the 2? Can you miss it? Maybe he can miss it. Felt like he's going to go into the 7, which will make the 2. No, he can miss it completely. Pinegar got away with one there. to stay straight here. A lot of body movement to the outside right there. Saw the cue come out to the right after contact. So maybe the reason why he caught it a little thin, putting the right spin on it. Oftentimes, that outside ball will cause more problems than good. Easier sometimes to just keep it with a straight top ball if all you got to do is cut it. I'll tell you what, this lower right corner causing some havoc on both these guys. Yeah, what's he weighing up? Does he think he can pinch this cross-side? Or is he playing it past the one? No, he's going to the side.
Alright, David Powers. David Powers to the tournament, please. David Powers to the tournament. Also, I'd like Dennis Wilson and Jonathan.
Matter of fact, once he gets over the ball, there's often times where I feel like maybe he's a little too quick. Caught the point, just a piece of it. That's why that ball came so short. Going at the 3 or the 5. The 3. Wow, how do you guard against the 5? Can you get up enough? Yes, you can. Very good. These balls are definitely taking different positions. A little dangerous. That's what his concern is. Love to just lay it down by the 3. Get the cue ball back where it is now or even more left. He's left a thin cross corner. But boy, I think you're going to crash into the 3 if you hit it the way you're supposed to. You do have backup with the one hanging there. So maybe that's what he's thinking. Yeah, just too thick. Great cue ball. I think if he hits that thin enough to make it, he does go towards the 3. Probably go to the top right here. Is he just chipping this over again? No, he is going to the top right. I didn't see him call it. My apologies. Yeah, these balls are very, very awkward. 2, 7. Wedged up in the upper left, the 1. Lower right, going twice to the left side, but I like the play because he feels like backdoor safety's always there where the 5 finishes. And real nice cue ball. Real nice. Might earn a shot here off of this. Just soft rolling to the left of the 5 a little. Yeah. Did he leave a cross corner? I believe he has. Pinegar earning a look. Taking all the time up above. Once he's down on the ball, it won't take 3 seconds.
Alex Wisniewski, table 23. Alex Wisniewski, table 23. You're on the clock.
Got it down. Do you chance rolling the 1 in here? Yeah, I would consider. I just don't like leaving this guy anything where you got to shoot straight. He's not even looking at it, so it's pretty tough. Rolling the 3 in. Yeah, I feel like he can just stun over here with the right ball. Really don't have to pound this. Maybe a medium pace. Just stun over to the upper right diamond on the long rail. And down a little bit. You can drop down on it. Kind of a medium pace here. Just to ensure good contact on the 5. Can't fault this, but can you get the cue ball up enough? Well, he sure did. He sure did. Really good. I don't fault him there at all. Go ahead and let Shane shoot from there. He's going to leave something on the 2. Most likely, anyway. If he shoots. It's going to give something... Excuse me, it's going to give Shane something to think about. Now he can graze the right side of the 2 and just track around 2 rails. Made that look pretty easy. It was not as easy as he made it look. This table seems to be playing awfully quick. I don't think this is the time to take that chance. But easy to leave a 5 ball here if you don't get all the way down. Now the cue ball is excellent. Excellent. Yeah, Shane not really liking it. Watch this lower left corner now. he put some check on it for sure. Very good. Very good, just to get where he got. Now you can come off the 2 with a right spin and check it off the 3rd rail. Kinda helps you control the pace. Pinegar, gonna take a break. So are we. Alright, everybody, we're back. They are back. I don't know if we're back, but they are. Now, as I mentioned, you can come off the right side of the 2 and just wrap around with a right ball. It's a lot easier to control the speed of the cue ball off this 3rd rail, but he caught it way thinner than he meant to. Notice how the cue ball finished there, out towards the center of the table, so he was off by about 8 feet. And he's going to rip at the 1, draw back. This is to get to the hill as far as balls are concerned. First person to make 5. There is nobody better with a little bit of power, but he actually didn't muscle into that ball like I expected to. He was all out accuracy there. Calling the 5 twice to the top left. This is a low right ball. If you hit it too hard, it won't take off this 2nd rail. So he just doesn't want to overpower it, but he wants to get the cue ball back down here. Speed looks good. I don't know if the accuracy is. Just short. That's the only concern. Really hard to get that ball to go long. Did really well though with the cue ball and the object ball speed, which I think is more important than the cue ball there. Yeah, he's trailing 4 balls to 2. He needs all 3, but this isn't really a time I don't think you can go here. So he's just chipping the 5 and playing the cue ball down. Pretty good, actually. Shane probably just going to chip the 5 2 rails over towards the 3 and 2. Come back down somewhere towards the center diamond. Actually like to be right of the center diamond if he can with a tip of inside. Yeah, so pinch of inside, there was never a kiss in play there. Not saying he's going to shoot the 2 to the lower right, but it does give him an opportunity. He chose to take it on. Versus if the cue ball's, about 2.5, 3 foot to the right here, which was very doable. He was more concerned about where the object ball finished. Okay, he's trying the double, but here's the problem with the double. If you're not real accurate or don't get it within the point region of that top right corner, well, he's hit it unbelievable. And that's the point region I'm talking about. You're probably going to leave a bank. And you couldn't really hit it much better than that. I felt like he could be more accurate with the 2 ball if he just goes to the lower right versus the upper right. Shane's got this for a 2-0 lead. And it is just long. Not only that, I believe he's left a cross side, at worst cross corner. And looking to whip it cross side with a low outside ball. This is pretty much a shave. Catching the 2 real thin. I don't think he can. Maybe he can get into it enough to where he comes 1-2 towards the 5 and 3 off this bottom short rail, right long rail towards the 5 and 3. It's an extreme low outside ball. But it is a big pocket in his defense, and there is no question I would most likely be shooting it myself. Is he worried about the cue ball tracking towards the same side pocket? Man, that's long, so too thick, and absolutely could have got to the 5 and 3. I think he was a little concerned about scratching in the right side. That won't get it done against Shane Van Boening. You've got to do a little better than that when you get an opportunity, especially when you're trailing 4-2, 1 game to 0 in a short race to 3. That being said, one thing that is going in Pinegar's favor is the pace at which Shane is playing. He started out quick, pretty high tempo, and now you'll notice that he has definitely directed the pace a little bit slower now. Considering the 5 to the top left corner there. You really want to hit this ball fat. You catch it too thin, you're going towards the 3 with the 5. All right, is he just going to park right on top of the 3 here? Oh, he's going to play the 3 rails. Or at least that's what he's evaluating. I think more so if he goes that route, he's looking at just stopping the cue ball on the 5.
We're getting closer and closer. The championship time.
Going to the top left again. Don't think he wants to hit this too hard, just trickle it in. Did he shave the 3 there? I believe he did. Wow. Wow, he did shave the 3. Open season now. The 5 cross side. The 3 will bank depending on where you finish. Obviously the 2 banks as well. It starts with this one. Yeah, and I know you can get below the 3, like towards the top middle diamond, and play it to the top right corner. But I don't know if he's got an angle to drop down below it. Takes all the time up above the ball. A little fidgety. Starting to make me fidgety. Pretty interesting the way he played this. He just kind of really just played to cinch it, in my opinion, with a high ball. It'll be a tall order to get out here now. It's going to have to go to the left side. Could end up with a cross corner on the 2. But do you play the cue ball over to the top right corner there and leave the 2? Because if you don't make the 3, then you're leaving SVB pretty much wide open. Or do you just drop the cue ball to that top rail there? Yeah, that's what he's done. We got action. But now, darned if you do, darned if you don't. Doesn't really have position on anything. Cross corner, not really available. The 2 is too close to the rail. Could play a 3-railer to the top left, but I feel like the kiss is a danger over here on the right side of the table. 2-railer to the top right is probably the safest play because you can play a good cue ball.
To move into the final four in yesterday is Roberto Gomez. Almost that earlier today. That was earlier today.
Boy, is he looking at this cross corner. You really got to catch it thick with an extreme inside or right cue ball. It's almost double kiss thick, like right there at the ball, to where you don't notice the double kiss. If he misses this, he's going to leave a 4-railer. Well, can we get a slow-mo of that? What a great hit, by the way. But I would love to see a slow-mo. It almost looked to me like it was a double kiss. I'm definitely not saying it was. Made a clean hit, I believe. But let's take a look. Watch. Well, it was paper thin, but it was definitely clean. Thank you for that look. And wow, SVB leveling out on the cross side just long. Pinegar putting it down. 1 game apiece. The 1 does rack on the spot. Whatever you make on the break comes up after your inning. So if he makes 2 balls on the break, he will shoot. Once his inning is over, those 2 balls will spot. Ideally like to make the corner ball, which is the 4, right there below the 5, up into the top left. It really powered him, and it looks dry as a bone. Wow. The slow walk back to the chair is Pinegar. SVB up to the table, but how does he respond needing 1? Pinegar needing 3 last game. Missing your out ball. It's definitely got Shane's attention. Will it slow him down at all? I don't know. Typically not. Going cross side here with the green. One down, 4 to go. Can go cross corner to the top right. The 5 looks pretty natural, actually. No kiss anywhere in sight. Easy to hit this a little long, typically, if they're going to miss it. Yeah, just like so. That ball tends to want to drop when you're rolling the cue ball, so the object ball just tends to want to drop off the rail just a bit. When we miss it, we always seem to want to miss it long. It's a good thing to keep in your mind, right? Aim for that pro side of the pocket, which is the upper inside of the pocket, not the lower. Looking to whiffle this back to the middle right here. An extreme low outside ball. You gotta cut this more than you think. It's gonna have some pace. Okay. He has found something on the cue ball. little fidgety. I don't blame him. I would be too. I don't think his pace is intentional. I've mentioned it a bunch. I think this is just the work that he does above the ball. Doesn't take long once he's down. Oh, really nice hit. To be real fair there, that was an excellent hit at the pace at which he hit it. Now what? I do not see anything offensive. But you wanted to maybe take a stab at the three-railer on the 3. I think even then the 5 might be just in the way. Does have a pretty good pool IQ, or a very good pool IQ, meaning he recognizes defensive plays. I mean, there is really a lot of options here to play safe. The 1, I would never move. You can't just roll up off the right side of the 8. You can chip the right side of the 8 and leave him over here right there where your finger is, just below the middle diamond on the right long rail, just feathering the 8. Maybe even leave him a little lower than that. The 1 blocking the 2 to the lower left, the 5 blocking the 9, and he's going to move. He's not shooting the 1, is he? He's going to leave the 8 or the 7. Wow. I am absolutely shocked at the decision, because even if you get to the 7 ball, you can leave a straight back on the 8. So maybe a little bit of a mental block there. Notice how quick Shane got down on the ball. I mean, he literally walked over, just got right down on it. This is something that can happen when your opponent's taking a little bit more time than you. You can start to get kind of out of a pace, right? Where you're one shot, you're real quick. The next shot, you're real slow. Very hard to find the timing.
And also a heads up, if you got in the drawing for the big prize, we're going to win the Airman tournament ball.
Might be forced to come off the 2 here. Or the 9. Boy, he's going to stay aggressive with the 7. That is a tight fit past the 2. And a high ball. Wow, that really opens the 7 up. It's the 2 a huge ball to get by here. If he misses it, it's going to be short. If he misses it, goodness gracious, he hit it long. Look at the cue ball finish. Guess if you think you can be that accurate, why worry about the cue ball? Because if you're that accurate and the ball doesn't fall, it's probably going to jar out the way it did anyway. For the first time in the match, really, there is an opportunity for a new leader in the clubhouse, and it is Jonathan Pinegar. If he can knock this 7 down, he'll be leading 2 balls to 1. All right. So 3 offensive banks, all three of them long. The 5 to the top right, the 7 to the lower right, and now the 7 to the left side. All three have gone long. Going to come off the 7 here, back down near where the cue ball is now. Probably off the third rail. Chose to just stay right. Boy, this could become a little messy. Good cue ball. Very good cue ball. Look at him staring it down. Pretty fast, these tables. 9-foot blue label black diamond. Pro cut pockets. 4.5 inch. Played more like 4 1/4 after a few days. Aramith cloth. Aramith balls and Simona's cloth. Best of the best with the equipment. Got him in a bit of a bind here. Problem with coming off the 2 is, can you avoid the 8, 9, and 4? If you're going to come off the 4, you better catch it thin. Lower right pocket once again. Yeah, really good speed. Very good touch. That top right corner starting to look like Times Square on New Year's Eve.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are just about 5 minutes away or so. We'll kick off. We'll have the opening break here.
Wow, he passed up the 4, if that tells us anything. Felt like he could go forward with the 4. I don't think Shane will pass it up.
Having a good time here so far at the Derby. It seems like each year there's something a little bit better, a little bit different. I love the big screen this year up there. We got some screens around. They've added 6 tables this year. They're up to 48 tables. I got one more question. I want to thank Outstill. Right?
Yeah, is he going to power forward? Or is he just going to try and cinch this with a center ball? I think he's got to go forward here.
And they got all kinds of great things over there. They got chalk.
So accurate.
They got the AccuRack that you definitely need for all the racking in the pool room. They have this.
Boy, immediately looking at the cross corner, that tells me it's the 1. But you can't get away with the cue ball on anything else.
It's pretty cool. Here's the question, all right? The question is, what was the first year the Derby was here at Caesars or this hotel?
Just long.
Anybody know?
Again.
First year that this guy was here? Well, that's all right. What do you think? What year? 2018. No, not 2018. Right back here, ma'am. Yes, that's right, 2010.
Now in a bit of a bind himself.
Where are you from Myrtle Beach. All right, there we go. Nice drive. Thank you for being here.
He would do anything to get this cue ball frozen back down here on that center diamond, no matter what he shoots at.
Here's how we're going to do it. We've done it each year this way. We're going to do it the same way.
Can you stiff the 1 to the lower left? Just only reason I'm bringing that up is if the defensive play is tough to keep Shane off of an offensive shot, as an offensive play yourself, and when do you figure that out and decide to stay aggressive? Only ball I think you can come off of on the right side of the table is the 5.
Scott Walker. Is Scott Walker here?
You could 4-rail the 1, but you can't get the cue ball away from the 8, 2, 3.
Draw one there. This is a good prize. It's like $400, $500 on the balls here. Nick Delia. All right, Nick. Is Nick here? Nick will be here, I'm guessing, right? He's your friend during the championship. All right, so Nick's here. Is Scott here going once? Going twice?
Yeah, I think what he's thinking here is no matter what you do, you've got to lay the cue ball down. He's done pretty good. He has done pretty good. Wow. Yeah, that's pretty nasty there. Now it takes a real accurate play on the one if you want to get that cue ball back up. Problem is, if you don't get the one down, you're going to leave it. So a great shot by Pinegar. Pinegar will be very unlucky not to come away with a shot here. And look at this SVB. Good, clean, living once again. Must be all that lake trout fishing. Missed the one by a city block, and it came 2 rails, or 3 rails, past the cue ball and blocked the 3 and the 7. This is pool. Yeah, looking to bring the cue ball down here where his tip is. I wouldn't be too afraid to just shave off the 8, even if the 2 comes out a little bit. It's okay. Allow that right cue ball to kill off this second rail. That'll work. We are playing bank pool. This is not one pocket. And they can continue to do this right here. Now it's probably the blue 2. Just don't want to make the 3.
And then we're going to take this big one out. And then we're going to be replacing it with the 9 We've got banks. We've got some one pack. Lots of fun coming up here.
Now it will be obviously the 8.
You guys had fun so far? I've seen some great pool.
It's looking to make sure the 1 doesn't make the 7. So you just got to catch the 8 a little thinner, I think. Or a little thicker, whichever one keeps the 7 from trickling in. And going to an outside ball there. That's going to open some stuff up. Shane had enough of that, but he has left a look. Speaking of the 7, that will be what spots up. I'm a little surprised that he went to an outside ball versus just paper thinning with an inside or a center cue ball. Now you have a decision to make. Do you just stop there and really put the focus into knocking the 7 in? Or do you kind of play the 2-way and use more power, either drawing back or going forward? Problem is, if you try to pound back with a low ball, you lose a ton of accuracy. And it is a lot more difficult to knock the 7 in. You've got to hit it much cleaner, because if it catches the rail, it's never going to go. Just like this. So a player like John Brumback, I think Shannon Dalton, some of the old school guys, they're probably just going to stun that ball with like a medium pace because they feel they can be accurate. I know it's scary, but sooner or later you've got to know when you're at your best and when the percentages are working for you. Look at the 3 here. Boy, the 5 seems big. Goodness gracious. Yeah, I don't know if you could have hit it any better. He's left it cross corner on the 3 now. Neither one has made a bank in a minute. This carries position. But downside to that is if you don't make it, the position is for your opponent. So the transition from like two-way plays to defense now is all offense. So you really got to commit to burying the 3. Once again, if he misses it, will probably be long or low. No, I like the commitment. Tell you that much. Did catch the low side of the pocket there, so it was still long, and he used pace. I do feel like the 1 can cross, but the cue ball tracking towards the right half of the 5. Can he play the 8? Yeah, gonna smooth the 8 to the top left. Boy, I feel if you hit this with any speed, you're gonna miss it short because of where the 2 is. So you gotta hit this pretty easy, allow it to open up. Unless the angle's completely misleading me. Boy, he gives that chalk a workout. One to the top left. Notice the speed at which he hit it. Still short, but did drag it in. Very good. So there is a new leader in the clubhouse. Pinegar playing for 2. And just sending the 7 up towards the cluster. Once again now, Shane really kind of slowed it down a lot. I don't know whether he recognizes that or not. But now falling into Pinegar's pace. Sometimes this will happen to us, whether it's fast or slow. We don't recognize it till it's too late. A lot of speed on that ball. Fortunate the 7 made it to the left side of the table, I guess. The way he hit it. Can edge off the 5. Might be concerned about what the yellow ball's doing. If he comes off the 5, but you just gotta really, I think, graze it thin unless you think you can 2-rail the 7 back over towards those. Here, though, there's a risk of cue ball to the right side or the lower left corner. He's done very good. My goodness. Just shaving the 5, coming back down. Okay. I think you're forced to come off the 7 now. The left side of it. Interesting. These balls. Now, what do you come off of? Do you just roll forward on the 1 softly? Yeah, he's taking a few chances opening these up now. Did he leave a cross corner on the 1? I believe he has. I'm a little surprised, but definitely showing signs of impairment. Pinegar putting the slowdown on him. Credit to him. Keeping Shane off the offensive. Now, this is one you can miss short. It's easy to catch it a little thin. But once again, just long, but check out the cue ball. He's been great with it. I would be shocked if Shane doesn't play the 1 with a high ball and try and get between the 5 and 7, 2 rails back down table with the cue ball. Maybe kind of a high right ball. I don't think the scratch is in play down here in the lower left. He's very accurate with this typically. Oh, way off. Wow. Okay. Something has happened here. Pinegar with a cross side. And really going from what I would call a pretty big underdog to win the match to now looking like a favorite. I still understand how tall an order that is versus Shane Van Boening, and he will most likely snap out of it. But right now, slightly on life support. Did miss one like this earlier. I believe it was the blue 2. Caught it a little thick. Missed it just long. And he went to school. That was in the heart. Playing for 1. Got all types of options. You could play the 5 down here to the lower right and wrap the cue ball around with a high left ball. Finishing back down here in the center of the bottom cushion off the 3rd rail. You could power up and draw the 2 straight back to the lower left. That's what he's looking at, but much more missable in my opinion because of the speed at which you've got to hit it. Catch any of the rail, that ball will not go. I'm assuming that there are people on the table directly behind this table.
Here comes the ball in his pocket.
Going to the lower left. Now he's going to pound this with a low ball. I think he was a little concerned the blue was going to connect with the cue ball. Shane, you can just feel his energy's a little bit different now. And not in a good way. He's overcut this. Watch out for the kiss. Just missed the kiss. Makes a massive difference. I don't think you want to touch the 7 here. I like what he's looking at. Just edging the 2 off like the top of the 5. You're going to send them both over towards the right side of the table. Either use an inside ball or an outside ball here. You'd love to finish at the center of the top rail. It's pretty good. Did great with the 5 and 7. Really actually did great with everything. It's left Shane awkward on the 2. Going to the top left. This is a thin hit. Look out 5 and 7. Caught the kiss. I don't see a lot of guys shooting this 4-railer with a follow ball, kind of to where it's free. Yeah, is that what he called? Just wants to get the cue ball up, out, and away because of where the 5 is. Watch out for the kiss over here on the right side of the table. No, he used a low outside ball, never had a chance. Just playing the cue ball, really. A few innings ago, SVB had something very similar to this 2-ball. Obviously, this is a little bit steeper, but he hit it pretty poorly for his standards. Yeah, same thing. Long again. Now, I don't know if I'm just trying to create a little drama here or not, but it looked to me like SVB was eyeing down Pinegar as he walked back to his chair. The cue ball is over here. But he's going to get a look. Seeing if it clears the 5. He's also got to look to the right side if he'd like to dig in. I believe he'd have to dig in with a low outside ball and elevate dangerous going to that top right. Could easily leave some type of a cross corner now. Most likely won't, because it looks like he's just going to drift it. Yeah, and he has left absolutely nothing here.
And very nice cut there on the 10 for Lewis. And he's all tied, 1-1.
Just going to tap. Now you got to consider leaving distance. Whether you use the 5, the 7, whatever you can use. You don't need to make anything. Just try and get him back down here. Yeah, that distance can create problems for Pinegar. Or anybody for that matter. Anytime you're leaving distance, just give yourself an opportunity to earn an error off your opponent. You're looking to just nudge rail first on the 7 softly. Doing a very good job of keeping him hemmed up. Can you soft spin to the left side of the 2 ball? Just kind of laying the 2 ball up in front of the top right corner or even up towards the 7. It's even better if you don't make it. Yeah, he wants to come off the 5 here and just leave him. Well, he's got a kiss. All things going against SVB right now. Pinegar looking at the cross corner on the 7. Yeah, I don't know if this is going to be doable. It seems pretty thin to me. And it can go way wrong. Catch it a little thick, you can make the 2. He feels good about it. Maybe I'm misled by the line he's got here. But it sure looks tricky. Because you've got to catch the 7 so sweet and thin that now coming back out of that top rail, avoiding the 5 or any contact with it can promote a problem. Yeah, so he, maybe a little gamesmanship with Shane. All along, never going to probably shoot the 7 to the top left. And I don't blame him. Just going to try and lay down here, or is he actually going for this? Okay. Very good. He's left a 2-railer on the 7, I believe. Like to have had it stop about a full rotation more. The cue ball. Now you obviously need to do something good with the cue ball here. You don't really want to have to go forward like you're going towards the 2. You don't want to put that ball in play. Great. Does it have the pace and the accuracy? I mean, just short. Can make the 2 now with the 5 and bring the cue ball down to the lower right corner if you'd like. You could just tap the 5 towards the top rail there and not make the 2. Anyway, you slice it. None of these balls cooperating for you if you're SVB. Cannot win in this position. And he's got 2 choices. Coming back here to where the cue ball is for the 1. Do you risk leaving anything on the 5, like a cross corner? That's why you hit it with the speed, but now you're going to leave something on the 1, I would expect. And he has left a straight back to the lower left. But you can't win with it once again. You might have Shane thinking a little different, obviously. Shane considered playing the 1 to the top left. That would mean he's playing it 2 rails from the left long rail to the right long rail. Certainly given this a lot of thought. You don't even have to shoot at the 1, but I thought you could use a low outside ball and just play the 1 to the lower left and draw back down towards us, and that's what he's going to elect to do. With the outside ball, now you can afford to catch the 1 a bit thicker and get a little more control on it. I'd expect this to be close. Long again. So everything he's catching is just long. Pinegar playing for 1. Yeah, I think you've got to go to the lower right corner here. I guess he doesn't have to. He could come to the lower left and just get a free cue ball, I guess. I don't feel like you're going to leave much on the 5. Going either way. He's going to go to the lower left, so he's going to take the tougher angle. How is this going to finish? Pretty straightforward here, I believe. Might be able to carry position. I'm wondering if that's what Shane's looking at. Can he drop up there to the top rail below the 5 if he can get this down? Can get back in the game. He didn't even play position. Now this has come straight off that rail. Q-Ball did track towards position on the 5 if he were to play it, but just trying to cinch the 1. Didn't get it anywhere close. Can play this 1 to the top left corner, and I don't think there is a kiss that route. To the lower right corner. Probably got to use an inside ball and catch the 1 extremely thin. Yeah, pretty free here. Just get the 1 up there somewhere. Yeah, he's played it 3 rails versus 1. Figured he could use a high outside ball and just twist it back 1 rail to the top left. Will that come back to haunt him? Get a feeling this won't roll off. Long again. Out and 3 in the wrong corner. He is going to leave a duck cross side. A severe change in SVB's game since losing the second game. Gotta give credit to Pinegar. He's done well keeping him off of most of the easy offensive plays. And then finally, when Shane does get a look, it seems like he's just struggling with the execution. Pinegar playing for 1. To lead the match 2 games to 1, taking a considerable amount of time. Did he get away with it? I believe he has. Not only did he get away with it, but the 9 has finished in such a position that it will need to be moved in order to be played, unless you play it to the lower right corner. I guess you can shoot it cross corner. It's the last ball I would be moving is the 9. And he is looking at the 9. Yeah. I like his decision. Playing the 2 to the lower right. Probably going to wrap the cue ball around 3 rails with a high right ball. Kind of got to slam this, though, I believe. Watch the kiss. A little bit of frustration. You can just feel it from Shane. And much better strike. Don't feel like he was obviously trying to finish there. I actually think he was trying to stay below the 5. Trying to figure out where he wants to finish with the cue ball here. I think anywhere down on the lower half is okay. You just don't want to put the 5 in a position where it's makeable. Very good. Is he looking at the 4-railer? I think it's doable. Disaster if you catch a piece of the 9 with the 5. Disaster if you scratch in the side as well. So what a swing here. Shane's tempo might pick up just a bit. This tells me that he wants to play a free cue ball if he's going at the cross corner on the 9. Still hesitant. A fresh SVB is definitely shooting the 1. So Pinegar's play might still be affecting Shane a little bit. Gotta favor him to bury the 1 here. Nothing but net. And look at what he's done with the cue ball. He just cinched it. Much harder to do than it actually looks, to just creep it forward like that at that pace. Cannot get any cleaner of a strike than that one there. And looking across this back, 1 rail to the top right to steal this game. Don't know that the kiss is in play. I think it's fairly, not in play at all. Just short on the 9. What a game this is, bank pool. Very difficult. Big swings. Yeah, what do you do with the 5, though? Tell you what, his speed looks very good from where he was. Yeah, very, very good. He did not take much time there. That's one that if you think about it too long, getting the cue ball where it's at now was a very tall order, so he did well. Just to leave him pretty flat with the 7. Could leave the 9. Shane could leave the 9. Could leave the 7. He's got to get this close. Do you talk yourself out of it and hit it with a lot of power? Or do you just smooth it in kind of like you did the last stroke, except this is a high ball? That way you can kind of allow the pocket to take the ball versus worry so much about the cue ball here. And now he's decided to cut it. Just decided against everything. If you don't feel good over it, you can't ever fault somebody for that. Go from giving up the game to at least giving yourself another opportunity back at the table, possibly. And this is a situation where he will get back to the table, I would assume. Coming off the 9. But again, I don't know if he left him in a kiss or not. Shane playing for 1.
Main sponsors currently tournament balls, Samoas and Force Diamond. Track 7, please move this to have a break.
He's hit it clean. Wow, that ball didn't fall. Just long, just caught the point. Look at the cue ball finish. Big trouble here. He got into that ball just enough to avoid the kiss. If he catches it a little thinner, meaning the 9, he's going to catch a kiss right there on that top left end of the table. That's how the 9 finished a little long, because he had to get into it enough to avoid the kiss. Yeah, pretty clever. Boy, awfully flat to come behind the 7 here. Kicks do not count. He would like to kick the 7 one rail towards the lower left corner and just hang it up in a perfect world. Shane clear of the kiss, going to the upper left. Probably even catch this ball a little fuller with a touch of right or outside. Got it real full. And I don't know if we can get a replay there, but a lot of these guys just use a regular cue ball or a center ball, maybe even a touch of right versus a touch of inside on that shot. And the inside will keep them off of this bank here, going to the lower left. Doesn't have the pace at all. Take another look. Watch. If he uses inside, the kiss is nowhere near at play. But the inside ball brings you more towards the center diamond without risking the side pocket or the lower right corner. Appreciate that. Just kind of be able to control the cue ball a little bit better, checking it up with an inside. And you can kind of play with the hit a little more, where you catch it a bit thinner and you can control it better. Going to make the 7 here. He would have liked about 3 more rotations out of the cue ball. Shane going to power this 8. A lot of guys go to the lower left here. I believe Shane will go to the lower right. He He is one that can power up and stiffen the 8 up here with a center ball and just kind of punch through. Clearly does help that he needs 1. Pinegar needing 2 with the 9 hanging in the top right, so he does have some insurance. Yeah, just long. And that's what I'm talking about with these black diamonds. 4.5-inch pro cuts. If you catch a piece of that rail with any power, you can forget about it. You're looking at the 4-railer really just to get the cue ball out and away. Said it wasn't frozen. I like the decision. Still not froze. Ha ha ha. How cute. Tom Cruise, Color of Money, very similar shot. Played. Creating distance with the double kiss. It's going to roll right back on top of it. This becomes a little more dangerous. Did very good. Yeah, I think you've just got to kind of feather the top side of the 8 here. Lay over here on the right long rail. I would not bring the cue all the way out. You don't want to risk giving Pinegar some type of corner hook option. Meaning, if you lay the 8 up in this corner here, Pinegar might try to make it and corner hook you. Now you're going backwards if you're Shane. So I think he's choosing the wrong decision here. Even if he makes the 8, it's definitely the wrong decision. Because now Pinegar can get them both in play. I am surprised at this play. Could have simply just feathered the top side of the 8 and left him awkward. Just wants to catch this thin, I think. If you go rail first, you could sell out across corner. Yeah, you're going to sell out across corner going rail first if you want to shoot it. But a low outside ball here to the top right corner. Thought he would just play that thin and bring the cue ball down towards the lower left. Okay, SVB gets up, waits for Pinegar to get down. Is he passing it up now? Going to the top right, hard to pass this up. Low right ball, just don't catch it too fat. Watch the cue ball. Does it have the speed? Does it have the speed? Wow. He's gone in the drink and he's gone backwards. Pinegar. Well, advantage Pinegar. What a crazy game this has been. Going on an hour. In a game of 9-ball banks. This is a first. Gotta believe he's going to play the 4-railer on the 7 so he can swing the cue ball back down here. Shane catching that last crossbank way too thin. I was touching on don't catch it too thick. That's probably what he was telling himself at the last minute. Just caught it way too thin, and that's how he lost the cue ball down in the lower left. Now this is just one that's easy to hit too hard, and the 7 kind of hops and comes short. If you stay smooth through it, and he did stay smooth, doesn't have the pace. Just long. But a really nice stroke on it. Shane gonna knock the 7 in, bring the cue ball back down. He is not gonna knock the 7 in. Wow. Needs all of them. Just gonna roll on top the 8. Wow. I am surprised at this. Obviously the 7 in Shane's defense in a bankable position from somewhere up there. Otherwise you gotta believe he would have just made the 7 and punched around or rolled down, putting all 3 on the spot and in play. Both players playing for 2. Testing Pinegar here. Easy to overhit this, meaning too hard. Fidgety. Trying to get set. And he's lost the cue ball. Tried to draw. Looked like he came up on it quite a bit. Easy to do if you drop that lower arm or the back arm right before contact. Kind of finished in an awkward position. The 7 was a little bit more to the left. Shane could play the 8, 2 rails and draw back. Okay. Is there a kiss and play on the way out? Meaning, if you miss this short, I guess he thinks he can dig into it enough to just hold the cue ball out somewhere center table. This is going to be more of a pocket speed. Oh. He's overcut this. Very hard to do. Feel like the 1, and that's what he's looking at. The 1 banks to the lower right, but he's looking at leaving the 7 on for Shane. So both players kind of feeling like versus making the offensive shot, what they're going to leave their opponent. And we all have been there, kind of where you're just trying not to lose instead of trying to win. And once it gets like that, it can be very, very brutal on yourself. He feels like he can leave a little better cue ball crossing the 8. At worst, maybe thinks he can hang it up. And I like how he played it thin. Does it have the pace? Definitely not. I do like how he played it thin. He was aware that it was going to drop down. Geez, a real tester here. Can you go forward? Just leaving him awkward on the cross corner on the 7. Or draw back a little, I guess. But the problem is with drawing back is you're going to have to hit it with a little more speed. Seems to be really lined up accurate here, like he's bearing down, but I think if you get the cue ball a little too high, you can leave the 7. Too low, you can leave the 7. Like to get it back past the side here. That means if you miss the 1, you could connect with the 8. Everything could go bad. He's called it 4 rails now. Watch the kiss. Now he's going into the 7. He's got the kiss. The only ball that didn't move was the 8. Kind of like what I was talking about. Playing not to lose instead of playing to win. I don't think he passes the 1 up to the lower left in game number 1. Or if it was game number 1. Or even game number 2, but now, at this point, things getting drawn out, both players starting to feed off of one another. He's dunked it into the lower left, drawing the cue ball back once again. Now my question here is, why draw it back? Why not just stop it? The 8 was covering the lower left corner in case you left the 1. So a big gift for SVB here in game number 3. A big gift for SVB in game number 3, and I feel like now he has to take advantage. Are you worried about where the cue ball finishes again? Is that why you moved it over? Looking to just cinch this past the 1. Well, he has cinched it. The speed should be... Oh my goodness. A little hesitancy, right? And both players kind of within the strokes. Everything is a struggle now. Is he just looking to roll it? Yeah, roll a 9 in. Now probably going to roll the 1 in, which he continues to bring them, and a big sigh from SVB. Continues to bring them in play regardless. But I think here, you either got to feather the 1 or roll it in. But the problem is, Pinegar going to roll the 8 in. So I would have considered just feathering the 1, just tickling it, leaving the cue ball on the right long rail. Because now he's going to roll the 8 in. Now they're all back in play. Oh, he's missed the 8. Kind of smirked to Shane. And I believe he's left a 2-railer. So just kind of took that for granted. Never really ever going to miss that. Just used a big inside ball, really, is why he probably missed it, trying to get the cue ball back to the bottom rail, but never really needed to do that. Double hit is possible. Now looking to go away from it. Shane is calling the 8 frozen. Can just clip off the 8, the right side of it or the left side of it, preferably our right side. Okay, bringing him in play. And I can't fault him as much there because no matter what he did with the 8, Pinegar was probably going to make it, so he'd rather leave Pinegar in a tougher position than himself being in it. Once again, if you're trying to make this 7 rail first, you can easily leave some type of cross corner. He's hit it great. Shane has been known at times to roll on top of the 5 like this. I've always felt like it's a little dangerous if there's any type of drift. Well, he didn't do that. And look at how these balls finished. That was intentional. Didn't quite get the 5 over in front of the 1. Pinegar looking to play at 1 rail to the lower right. I feel like at some point you've got to commit to the make versus really the 2-way or the cue ball a little bit more. And here you can just draw towards the center of the table. That really fast. Really fast, really quick. Look at the distance in which the cue ball traveled. That's real good. Real good there. Always aware of the kiss with the 1. Kind of doubling and tripling them up within the pile. Come off the 5 now. Quickly. Cue ball nowhere near where it needs to be. He was quick down on it. It's maybe a couple of errors as of late that have started to affect Pinegar a little bit. Pace has picked up. Shane pulling his hair out. You can stiff the 8, meaning shorten it to the lower right, but do attack. I think you've got to attack. They have have both just kind of fallen into this mode of, well, he's hit that good. Look at this. If it catches the lip at all, it's not falling. I guess that's due to the speed. Is he going to try to corner hook him here? Pretty easy to do, or at least worth the shot. Shane not thrilled. Pinegar not thrilled. Can you get to the one? So, do you just come off the left edge of the one, or are you just sending the 9 2 rails over behind the balls? Cue ball here, and a great one at that. Always aware he was never disturbing the 8 or the 1. Gonna use an inside ball here again and chip it over. He's using an outside ball. These guys, a lot of them use the outside ball. I feel like it's just a little tougher to control the pace that way. I really don't think he was trying to catch that much of the 1. Going to the top right. Wow. He really had to hit that sweet to avoid the kiss. With an inside ball there. I mean, extremely thin, allowing it to drop down. Stay aggressive and swerve the 8 to the top left. Well, your cue ball better be on point here, sir. And it is. Wow. Pretty gutsy play right there, knowing the 8's going to be in space out here in the middle of nowhere if you don't finish with the cue ball. Very tough to the lower right here. Oh my goodness. Tell you what, he hit it extremely clean. Yeah, you want to be careful. If you're looking at 2 in the side. Easy to overlook something and sell out the 5. Could sell out the 9 straight back. Going to the corner with it. Did not think he could hold that ball up that much. Very good. The 5 must have a pocket past the 9, though. So he did sell the 5 out. Good news for Shane also is that the 8 is where it is. So the cross corner on the 9 is not there. Really no risk of selling anything out on the 5 either. Way short. But the cross corner is not happening. Don't ever tell me you're okay. I was going to say, don't tell me you're shooting a 3-railer in the side on the 5. This is so dangerous. Even if you're aiming, and I'm just being sincere here, even if you're aiming at half a ball, you know, the cue ball can track, it can catch a piece of chalk, there can be something on the cue ball, or the table can drift. Every table on the planet drifts. If you're aiming at 50% or the middle part of the 8, you have a real good chance of scratching off the 8 if you don't straight in. So it's a good reason to kind of blame other situations, but really I don't think it was the right shot selection. Could have looked at something else. Or at least aim to the left side of the 8. Our left. 4 rails here. Watch the kiss. He's avoided that. Talking to Shane, trying to get a response. Did not go over too well. Could be a little bit tilted. Maybe more than a little bit. But I think he knows he's a great player. I think he knows that maybe a little bit brash, the decision, a little rushed. Softly to the 5. Yeah, he just wants to get to the rail now. Obviously here the 5 is still the same shot. You can catch a piece of the 5 going in and then to the left long rail. So they'll just tap this up a little. They will continue to do this for a moment, I believe. What are you thinking about leaving? You just soft rolling to the 5 here, I believe.
We got a great final coming up. Anybody's game is going to be a race to 4.
You can still tap to the left side of the 5, keep him snookered on the 9. Just catch a piece of the left long rail after contact with the 5. It's kind of a one pocket touch. Just rub it softly. Now, if you're looking at this 2-railer, you're so close to the 5, it's very tough to judge. This is okay if you can use the 5 to block the 9, but you have not done this. So now, got to look at a cross side or 2. The 5 might play cross side, and the 9 also plays cross side. So a lapse in judgment, possibly. Easy to do once you get in these scenarios. My job from the outside is a lot easier than their job on the inside. It has been a while since he's had a look. Going to the right side pocket multiple times in this rack. One player or the other has had a lead and then scratched. He firmed this one in, playing for one. I believe Pinegar had a ball lead 2 or 3 times this game, and at least twice went backwards. Cross corner here. It's going to drop down, so you want to catch it thinner than you think. Oh, and he's wiggled it home. Bought a vowel and a little grin on the face. He was not feeling too good about things about 45 minutes ago. If you're in SVB's corner, things are looking up, and he is about to phone a friend. We'll be right back. We are back. Shane looks like a new man. He's got a towel, he's got a pep in his step and a pop in his walk. Pinegar probably not too thrilled losing that game. He was in control many times, and he had glimpses of greatness. But the games can get away from you. And in this game especially, I will touch on it because I've played it a bunch. You can start to get to a point where you're just missing banks by a fraction. They're spitting out, they're not going, you're just short, just long. You can get to a point mentally where you're kind of just playing to stay in the game versus win it. We've all done that. And we go back and look at it and say, wow, I was just never keyed in to the offensive there, never committed. And it happens to everybody, and it more so happens to both players. Oftentimes it starts to get contagious. That's what's happened in that last rack. So win or lose either one of them this rack, I would assume it's going to be a little quicker. Shane looking to pop the 8 into the top left here. Well, then it's gone way low, but the 1 has found a pocket. And look at here. Speaking of the 8, he's got it straight in to the right side. He's still kind of slowed down a little bit here as far as his pace, almost what it tells me, and I don't think he'll miss it, but it just tells me a little bit of doubt in the mind. Further he gets past this rack, the better he will be. Now good on the 5. Maybe a little bit of doubt isn't the right term, just not 100% comfortable. It's probably a little better way to put that. Does have the 7 cross corner as well. Side is probably a bigger pocket on the 5. Gonna take a look at it. This does carry position on the 9 or the 6 or the 7 for the sides. But you can tell Shane never takes this much time. You can tell how bad he wants to win this match. He just wanted to be accurate. Put a little juice into it. It's going to get steeper, and he wanted on the 2. The 4 is funny. Just because it's laying there cross-side, it's one of those straight lines where you've got to use a high cue ball. and it becomes missable. So yeah, and he will shoot the 2. I believe the 2 is the play. You're just going to see a little bit better angle this way, cutting the 2 versus going straight at the 4 being on the rail. Easy to overcut this. Yeah, just easy to overcut it due to the cue ball. Tell you what, Pinegar's got a look here. A real good one at that. If he can get the 7 down, he'll have a look at the 6 and 9, but sooner or later, you've got to be committed to the offensive. Look at that. So he took the 8 off the table that Shane spotted and replaced it with the 1. Interesting. Shane not going to say anything. He would love to get this down. He's not drawing it. Yeah, so I felt like if he drew it towards the top right corner, 2 rails out, he'd have a real good look at the 9 or the 6. Just kind of cinch mode there. Does this force you to shoot the 4? Or do you go cross-side with the green?
Race to 3 for the championship.
Yeah, looking at the 4. It's all a result of where he played the cue ball. Yeah, so overcut that there. Really never settled over the ball from what it looked like to me. Did he leave a look at the 2 cross or straight back to the top left? If not, the only reason I say that is he might be able to play a pretty good cue ball to the right side of the table, maybe a little steep where the kiss is in play. You gotta believe if Shane feels good about the 1 or the 4, that he's gonna get it close. But we've seen it a lot now. If you catch that right long rail just before the pocket, the ball tends to want to hold up. So he wants to catch the inside of the pocket or the lower left side of the pocket here. There we have another look. It's done this over and over and over. Not just that pocket, but any of them. Yes, they're pro cuts. But after a little bit of play, that's the beauty of the diamond table and the deep shelf. You've got to hit it good to get it down. Their pocket angles are as good as they get. Quickly looking at the 2 straight back. Too thin, I believe. Not terribly hit, just a little thin. Wow, the 2 did beat the side pocket, so he does have a look at a cross side if he wants to take it on. I will remind everybody, Van Boening with no losses. So this was a huge match, or is a huge match for him. Pinegar, well, he lost in round 7, Hill to DeLuna. So it's massive for him as well. have a hot cue ball here. Does he think he can catch it thin enough to get to the left long rail first with the cue ball? I guess he can. He's leveled out. So really almost overcutting this ball. Well, he did overcut it. Drama left. And I mean, you can't ask for much more than this unless the 2 is in the way, but I don't believe it's in the way by any means on the 9. You just get the sense, it just feels weird to me, like after losing that last game, that Pinegar's way behind, but in all reality, he's far from it. He's 1 ball down, trailing 2 balls to 1. He's only trailing 2 games to 1. If you can knock down 2 or 3 banks here, get yourself needing 1 or 2, fight from there. Yeah, and I don't know what the holdup is. Maybe the guy on the right side of the table. Very possible. Here's what I will bet. I will bet that Pinegar chalks his cue. I believe he's got a full side pocket here. I believe it's pretty automatic, unless you make it more difficult than it seems. Easy to get too fast, though. Oh, he speared it, but the cue ball's finished kind of funny. Two balls apiece. This is one where players love to draw this ball for no reason. He is going forward. Oh, and it looks like he's hit it great. Actually felt like he hit that well. Shane immediately looking to the 8. He will have none of the moving game. He wants to get them in play. Got options here. You can come off the 6 or the 1. Pinegar been very good historically in this match, getting the cue ball back down here. Yeah, Shane going to take this 3 on. I know his game, a high right ball, kind of a free play. Going to take it on to the lower left. He'll swing the cue ball. If he can get enough of it, maybe the 6 has him. I don't believe so. So once again, coming off of the 1 like that with an outside ball versus more of a flat or inside ball to keep the cue ball towards where the chalk is versus all the way over. If you're Pinegar. he's split the guts here. At that speed, it will never hold up. SVB playing for 2. No losses. A real threat to win this event. If you can get through a match like this. Had some missteps for certain. You still got work to do. I believe the movement around the table with him a little bit quicker like this is by design. Your opponent is going to notice that. Going at the 1 to the lower right. More so going to be a pocket speed here with a full hit on the 1 if it plays. Pretty hard to keep Hennessy off of a straight back on the 4. Yeah, he's kind of fat. He's left a straight back on the 6. That was off by some margin. Cue ball was never going to finish where I think he thought it would, which was right of that center diamond. Unless he was just going all out there, which is also possible. They're all for the taking right now. It's in your hands. If you can get the 6 down, carries position on the 4. All depends on how you want to play the cue ball. If you're playing it a little hesitant, you go forward and level out. You're not going to get anything great. Wow. This ball held up. That is deep. But if it does fall, he's got a pretty tough look on the 1. Shane. I was wondering if he was going to shoot the 4. I couldn't quite tell. I apologize, guys. I couldn't quite tell whether he was going at the 1 or the 4 there. Felt like the 1 was just about as good because the cue ball was going to get under the 4. And the 2 and 6 blocked the straight back. 3 to the side. Maybe he pointed to the corner. Did good with the cue ball. Doesn't want to make the 6 this time. Can you cross the 4 over? Just catch it a little bit thick. Bring the cue ball down right of the spot. Just kind of take your chances on what you leave. Guess you could slow roll the 4. Yeah, just kind of take your chances there. I think that's, obviously the cue ball out in the middle of nowhere didn't quite intend on it. The 4 does play. There's no question. Oh, is he looking at the 1? Yeah, I feel like that is way more difficult than the 4. Wow. Can we get another look at that? I mean, my goodness, it just missed the 2. I didn't think it could pass the 2, but I mean, it just missed it. Take a look at how close this is. Look at how close that is. Oh, wow. Another great hit on the 4, and it just held up. So now the 6 that Pinegar banked, that really unfortunate not to fall. Now he's hit the 4 quite well. Not as good as the 6. Shane quickly to the 2 cross corner. Cannot win from here. It is impossible unless you make all 3 in one shot. Used some pace. He's playing for 1. A pretty nasty little position to be in. And looking at the rail first, I almost feel like you've got to catch the ball first here with a low right ball and just take your chances getting down here to the lower left corner. The problem with the rail first is the cue ball is going to tend to want to arc after contact. Yeah, I think he's going the ball first here. He overdrew it, so he's left a very good look. Wow, is he not shooting the 9? Wow. I thought he would shoot the 9 there, but I guess he felt like the cue ball was tracking towards the right side. Trying to double him up. He's going to leave the 9 again. Well, he's had some looks, Pinegar. Shane has not been flawless by any means in this final game. Or, excuse me, in this game. Seems like it's hill to me. A little flinch in the back arm. Pretty big flinch, to be honest. Both players put a lot into this match. Twice to the lower left for the W. Possibly just 1 rail to the lower right. Might permit a little better cue ball. Just don't want to make the 2 off the 9. Extremely thin. And he has left absolutely nothing. I think that had a lot to do with the shot selection, though. And if we'll remember, it was earlier on where he rolled this ball and scratched into the right corner. And he has left a cross corner, I believe. Something he did not anticipate. Yeah. Pretty automatic here. I think you can play this like the 9 is nowhere around. What a battle this has been. And look at the lean from SVB. It was a war. Tell you what, you got to give credit to Pinegar. He fought hard, had really good chances to actually win this match, in my opinion. Just a couple of funny decisions. Pinegar is gone. Boening is moving on. Thank you all for tuning in, We will talk to you next time. Have a good night.